What's up, losers? So, in typical us fashion.
So I have to talk louder, and then you still talk louder.
Oh, I guess I need to talk quieter. So we're having to use a different mic today because we had some issues with our other mics. So we're actually using a shotgun mic. So we're gonna have to turn the volume up. So I have to talk quieter because I'm usually the loud one, and Ronnie has to talk louder because he's usually the quiet one.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing. Anyways,
we're restarting this video. Step one, you guys don't know any of this, but we're just divulging information.
Right. So I have a list here of things that we talked about in our other video, and the last half of this video is going to be
a different video.
Very different because we'll have our mics on and you'll probably be able to hear us better. Anyways, this is a video about answering questions that we get on YouTube. We get questions about the simple turbo setup and our brake setups and our cages and our the four-link, the suspension.
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. So we're just going to answer some questions in this video. If you have any questions after we finish this video, just put them down below and we'll try to field those in a subsequent video. Anyway, the first thing we talked about was D21 brakes. A lot of people ask us about the Beebani kits that we got, about what rotors we used, calipers, where to get them, how much they cost, all this kind of stuff. You want to start back to front to back?
Yeah, we can go back to front.
Let's go back to front.
Back is what most people I think are interested in.
Indeed. Take it away.
So we have 2 different kits, but he makes 3 different kits, or maybe 4 different kits. Definitely 3. Anyways, Bo has single Z32 calipers. So he's disc converted to calipers. I have dual calipers, Z32s. They use a Honda Passport, I think is what we decided.
Yes, it is a Honda Passport rear rotor.
Rear rotor. It bolts on. It's all super easy. You will have to. No, actually, I don't think we did. I don't even think you have to make new lines. I think you can just screw the factory line right into the caliper and
I think
you're done.
The factory line did screw it right in.
He also sells a kit that uses Isuzu rodeo stuff. So if you don't want to spend the money on Z32s because they're expensive. Are these Z32s?
They are.
Okay.
They are. We use the rears in the rear and the
fronts in the front.
Fronts in the front.
But anyways, they're kind of expensive. The rears are hard to find. They're a little bit not cheap thanks to 240 guys. And now you can chalk it up to D21 guys too.
We have a video on where we installed the front and the rear brake kits. We found that there were weird parts. There were like miscellaneous parts that were hard to find, and when you did find them, they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Especially on the fronts. Is that it for the back? Oh, for the back.
The fronts were cheap.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
No, but remember those parts? You had like the clips and the little retainer, that little metal piece, and the little dowel pins and stuff. They were super expensive.
They were, and they were hard to find. But actually, the brake pad set that I got came with all that stuff from AutoZone.
Oh, really?
Yep. I have brand new ones in a bucket over there.
Okay.
For both front ones.
I guess the biggest thing about the rear is one of the questions that we get is like, how do you use your park brake?
You can't.
You can't.
Sorry.
Unless you get like a custom. Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you plumb in a line just for your parking brake.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't know how well it'd work.
Yeah. You use your handbrake, right?
No, I just put it in gear.
But there's a way.
Yeah, I can use my handbrake.
Use your handbrake and put like a lock on it.
Yeah, it has like this little kickstand on it, and you can pull it back and throw the kickstand. But I don't do that.
So yeah, expect to not have a parking brake.
Yep.
We just put them in gear. It's not like we park on hills a lot. What's the next thing? Oh, the fronts. The fronts, we use the front Z32 calipers.
Yep.
And Beebani makes he's not currently making anything right now, but he makes a rotor that is machined out on the inside so that it's able to fit.
This adapter that he makes. They're 4x4 rotors, and then this adapter to make the 4x4 rotor work on the 2-wheel drive.
But
it's all bolt-on too.
And we didn't ever find anybody else who makes brake kits for D21s, did we?
No, but you can run 4x4 or V6 ones up front, and there is a guy that's been on the Facebook pages lately selling rears from a different vehicle. I don't remember what, but he's selling brackets for like $200, and he says that it uses the calipers and the rotors from that car.
Well, nice.
So you can hit him up, find him.
So yeah, brakes.
I don't know his name.
What's next? 240 intake manifold.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
If you were going standalone, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the majority of people that we run into aren't going standalone, and they just want to run the 240 intake manifold because they think it's going to be more convenient or look better or whatever. And yes, it does look better. It does. It's a really cool looking intake manifold. It kind of cleans things up a little bit.
It matches the valve cover, which is the best part.
Oh, it does match the valve cover. It's got these like lines on top
Yeah,
on the
it's-
valve cover.
It doesn't matter. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. The wiring and the manifold itself has all these holes in it that you have to get welded up, and there's a whole bunch of this and that to do to be able to run that manifold.
We don't know how to wire it. Like, we get that question a lot. Like, how do I wire my 240 intake? No clue. My truck's on a standalone. That's how it's wired. No idea how you would wire it up in a stock truck.
Yep.
Not
And
something that
I've still got the stock intake manifold on mine and use our little turbo elbow that we make, and it works great. Like, there's nothing more simple than purchasing our turbo intake elbow, because we make it and we send it back to you. You bolt it on, and it just works. And it's super clean looking. It's crazy clean looking. It's not the prettiest thing, but it's super clean.
You do lose intake air temperature with it.
But we don't use ours anyway.
Yeah.
When we were factory, we didn't use ours, and we didn't have check engine lights or anything like that. The truck's just cranked and ran.
And yours is a 91?
Mine's a 90.
90.
And
And
yours
this
is
is
a
a
97.
97.
Yeah. So pre-OBD2 and then OBD2, neither
Didn't
one of
care.
us use intake air temperature sensors. Turbo size for our respective bills.
Yes.
I use a T25. It's tiny and you're in boost all the time, and it's hilarious for just like driving around town all the time, but like I said, you're in boost all the time. So it gets a little annoying.
Yep.
And yours, what size do you use?
This is a AGP 5757. It's like a T3, T4, but it's more optimized for this. It's a custom built turbo, like it's an off the shelf turbo from them. But I called them up and I was like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm shooting for, and they said, well, we'll build you a turbo for that.
That's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, they're super knowledgeable. They're here in Arizona, which is why I used them. And it's a Borg Warner core, so like it's a good name brand core. It has their housings on it, a smaller wheel, a billet wheel up front. So it's nice. It spools quick for what it is, and it hits like a freaking freight train.
As far as what we recommend getting your basic eBay T3, T4.
Yep.
Nothing too big, just the regular like $120 to $150
Yep.
eBay T3, T4.
The
They're all over
smallest-
eBay, they're all over Amazon.
The smallest AR you can find.
Yep, the smallest exhaust housing that you can get.
That's gonna
because that's what's going to give you
increase
your best
spool.
spool. Yep. So, yeah, we've had pretty decent luck with them. I don't think we've had one fail.
Oh yeah.
Or did we?
We haven't. This is
Okay.
something that we were going to talk about was pre-lubing your turbo. Most people don't pre-lube their turbos.
Pre-lube.
And basically, you get your turbo, get a can of WD-40, spray it in the oil feed hole, spin the turbine a little bit, let it sit for a couple days, and then right before you put it on, do the exact same thing. And then if you put it on and you don't start your truck, like brand new, if you don't start your truck for 2 months, before you fire it up, just take it off, fill it up with freaking WD-40, spin it, hit it again, and you won't have any problems. Most turbo companies like AGP, they will not warranty a turbo if you don't pre-lube it. And they actually send you a little bottle of pre-lube and put it in.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I think that's the number one reason eBay turbos fail is because people don't pre-lube them.
Yeah. And the other good thing about going with a T3, T4 is like most manifolds are going to be T3.
Yep.
Me running a T25, I have to use this little adapter, and it puts everything too close to everything else. It makes my whole setup a little bit bigger than it
Picks
should
it up, what, I don't know,
2 inches
almost
at
2
least.
inches.
2.5 inches. Yeah.
So it takes up more space, gets it higher up, gets more heat up by the valve cover. Which,
Yeah. And
you know,
closer to the brake booster as
Yeah.
well, which is no good. And closer to all your AC lines also.
Yeah. You could catch your truck on fire.
Yeah, right? What else do we have? Simple turbo tuning. People always ask, like, how'd you tune your simple turbo setup? Well,
Nissan did a really good job.
yeah, Nissan did a great job. It uses mass airflow sensor from the factory, and it just compensates for all the extra air. So there's no tuning, absolutely no tuning. Fuel system is completely stock.
Everything's in the stock location too.
Yeah.
Like the map isn't moved or anything like that. It's where it goes.
Yeah.
Stock fuel pump, stock
Yeah.
injectors. Fuel pump isn't hardwired. Nothing. It's all stock.
Yep.
It's literally just we put
is
a
all-
turbo on the motor and piped it into the intake.
And it runs just a hair rich, which is actually good for a turbo setup. You know, like you get into it and it's already running like a little bit rich, and as it spools, it just gets richer. You know, just we suggest that if you're going to run the simple turbo setup, like have a good wideband so you know what's going on at all times. You know, you can never have too much information about what your motor's doing.
Yeah, we both have wide bands. When we had this truck was simple turboed at one point in time, but it had an SAFC on it for tuning that we didn't use, and really we don't recommend. Just go with something else. But neither one of us used O2 sensors. He doesn't have an O2 sensor on his. He's running the wideband and the gauge, and that's it. The computer doesn't get an O2 reading. This truck was the same way.
Yep.
And we haven't had any issues. Again, your results may vary. You may blow your motor up first day. But for us, 2 trucks, 2 different years, one's OBD2, one's OBD1, everything completely different about the trucks, but the build's almost identical, no problems.
And my truck has 300,000 miles on it. So, I mean, it's been to multiple drift videos. I mean, it's multiple drift events, and it's been street
crazy
a lot.
drift videos. All the major drift videos you've ever watched. The truck's
it's been drifted on the street. It's been driven hard on the street.
It's been daily.
And it's been daily.
A while.
It's been daily.
Mine did blow up, just so we're all aware. Mine blew up. We cracked the ringland, and the truck had crazy blow-by. It still made 200 wheel horsepower with a freaking blown-up engine.
Did we attribute that to anything?
We didn't. I assumed just the rings were they weren't gapped enough because it's an NA motor. But actually, after doing some, not research, it's accidental reading on the forums, talking to some other people, I guess the stock pistons are pretty prone to breaking ringlands with detonation. And so if you get a little bit of detonation, they just break ringlands like nothing. And this truck obviously detonated. I never heard it. Whatever. I don't care. It's got a much better motor than I know.
Yeah, right on. That's it.
Yeah, so no tuning.
No tuning.
No tuning.
All right, what else? Just in case you want to see Ronnie's truck drift, it is in between mods right now. We've had some trouble here and there with tuning and with a few other things. We had some steering problems, some suspension problems. We're trying to work all that out. We're going to get his truck on track like as soon as possible. We're going to get it on the dyno. Once we get it running good and everything's good, we're going to get y'all numbers on everything. Yep. Everybody's asking, like we get asked that a lot. So we want to do that. And on the Simple Turbo series, the same thing. We've had drivetrain issues and suspension issues and all kinds of stuff. I've taken it to the drift track and it drifts amazing. We just don't have any like solid numbers as far as horsepower.
Yeah, we got to get the drive shaft thing figured out on your truck. That being said, this truck, same configuration as Bo's, made 200 to the tire.
Is your mic on? Yeah,
240 torque. So.
Yes, and we have a dyno video on that. And I'm gonna try to link.
And we
some
have
videos.
that dyno video. The truck was blown up.
That's right.
And it still made good power.
That's right. We do. And we have a dyno video of the Simple Turbo setup. Well, actually, before we Simple Turboed my hard body, where the drive shaft blew up on the dyno.
Yep.
We'll link some of those videos in this video so you can see them. They're pretty interesting. I know it's pretty boring watching us just sit here and talk, but it's good information if you need it.
Yeah, this is the information video.
Yeah, dude. Our suspensions, we both have coilovers up front. They are also Beebani kits, which he's not currently making. I don't know if anybody makes a coilover setup for this, but that's what we use. We use his brackets and then QA1 coilovers with whatever springs we want to order, different weights and stuff like that, depending on how stiff you want the front to be. But most of our suspension stuff.
If anything's custom on our truck, it's probably from Beebani.
Yep, it probably is.
He's actually called us the Beebani parts installation shop or something one time.
But yeah, he isn't making stuff, so
yeah,
you might have to make your own stuff.
Or just give us some time. He plans on doing it again. I was talking to him the other day. I reached out to him about building me some stuff for the C30, And he was like, look, man, I just don't have the shop set up right now. Like I said, he's moving and he's trying to figure some stuff out for his kids.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to do it again. He just doesn't have a timeline of when that will be. So you can hold off, or like Bo said, you can get stuff made. Actually, there's the other guy that makes, I don't know his name, he makes upper control arm.
Is it Road Fab?
No, it's not Rohde, it's somebody else. I don't know. He made them for a while and then he quit, but he makes upper control arms just like the ones that we have. And they were doing a group buy on one of the hard body pages.
Remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. They looked good too.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. And they use they don't use, this uses stock hard body parts. They use stock car, race car parts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're super cheap from what I understand. You can get them on Summit.
Okay, so let's see. What other questions?
Oh, I have a question that I get quite often about this truck.
Fire away.
Microsqurt. Everybody asks how I feel about the microsqurt. Well, we took it out. So that's how I feel about microsqurt.
Why did you take it out?
There was a few features that it's advertised as having, and I don't think that they should be advertised as it having those features. Flex fuel is a big deal that I want on this truck, and the way the microsqurt does flex fuel is not correct. It doesn't do it very well. It was a little bit of a pain to tune. Nobody around here really knew a bunch about it. We couldn't get the intake air temperature sensor to work, and we also couldn't get any more than 17 pounds of boost. After 17 pounds of boost, the truck would just break up and lose its mind. So we're going with the Fuel Tech ECU, and much better ECU, much more expensive ECU, but in the long run, can you complain? It's better.
All right. People ask us this all the time, and people ask us parts of this question a lot. This is a big question. What all would I need to do a quick, cheap boost setup? The first thing you need to do is get on our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yep.
And then you need
That
to
would help you a
go
lot.
to our playlists and look up the Simple Turbo series. We have 6 or 7 videos of us taking my 90 hard body and putting a turbo setup on it.
How much did that cost? Was it?
It was less than $1,000.
Yeah.
Some of the parts we already had because we just had a turbo laying around, and we had a bunch of other stuff just laying around like most car guys do. But it was less than $1,000, and it worked great. It worked amazing. So go watch the Simple Turbo series right now. It's got a bunch of good information in it. Feel free to ask us questions on stuff that we don't touch on, but we touch on just about everything. Just watch all of the videos.
Yeah, watch the
and it'll
whole
answer all
series
your
before you
questions.
ask a question.
Right on. What else? Have we done anything to get more angle to either truck?
Yes.
Not on mine, except we cut off those little turn stoppers.
Yep, the steering stops are gone.
Yeah, there's these little triangular steering stops
on the control arm.
On the control arm that you can just cut off, and it'll net you how much?
I don't know, maybe a couple degrees.
Yeah, a few
it's
degrees
not much,
or whatever.
But
however,
something.
on Ronnie's truck, he's got a little bit more.
Yeah, I have modified knuckles. Missile Works makes those. You guys.
Missile Works.
Yeah, right? Isn't that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, Brandon something. He has that super clean extended cab white hardbody.
Yeah. Did he sell that?
Jay-Z swapped. No, I don't think he sold it.
Oh, okay.
No, Miller sold his.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so he makes them, but I made my own. I did my own. And basically you just cut the knuckle and you put it together and you make it shorter and you weld it back up. It's not too hard. If Bo ever wants it, I have a second set.
Really?
So, yeah, I haven't made them, but
Nice.
I mean, I have another set of knuckles.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yeah, I won't make those for anybody, so do not ask. That is too much of a liability for
Yep,
us.
that's another thing. We don't work on anybody else's vehicles, and we don't
Yeah, we
make
get
parts
asked
other than the
that
turbo elbow.
A lot. We do not work on other people's stuff.
Yeah, no.
You have to be good friends to work in this shop.
This says the real question. What hood struts are you using?
Dang.
That is the real question. Anyway, we've got this guy on Instagram, Shadow Ronin 77.
Yep.
I'll link him right here.
Yep.
And
Dude,
he makes a bunch of cool stuff. He makes a bunch of. He's a fabricator.
He made
And
Bo's center console?
He made my center console, which is dope. Maybe I'll put a picture in this video, right here on my head.
Over his face.
Hey, Derek. Derek's standing behind the camera, being a creep.
It's not recording.
It totally
There's
is.
a red light on it.
He tried to fool me, but there's an idiot light right on the camera that shows that it's recording. So yeah, we'll link his Instagram account, and you can hit him up for any fab parts. You can also hit up Rohde Fab for any fab parts. He sells a hood strut kit, and he makes tons of stuff for D21s.
Seat brackets. We get asked about seat brackets.
Rohde Fab makes really good, solid, thick seat brackets.
Neither one of us have them.
Right. Jesse has them.
Jesse has them.
And we have a video of installing those and actually making them fit.
Yep.
Let's see. Here's another one. How is the red truck tuned? God, we get that all the time. It's not. It's not tuned. It's factory.
Yep. Recently, we've been getting asked how big is the shop. It's 26 feet across, so from here to here. And it's 60 feet from there to there.
How tall is it? It's pretty tall. My goodness.
They're 12-foot sides.
12-foot walls, and
Right.
then the little gables go up another probably 2 feet, 2.5 feet. It's
So,
pretty
It's
good
probably
size.
15-foot center height.
Ronnie, how tall are you?
I
Might
am-
install a similar seat.
5'11".
And you're running that NRG
NRG Prisma.
Prisma.
I like it.
What size? Do they make a large?
They
and a
do.
medium?
They make a large and a medium, and
You
I
got
don't
the
know.
medium, right?
I don't know what size it is. I don't remember.
It's got to be medium.
I feel like it's medium, but also both their seats are little. Like compared to everybody else's seats, both their seats are little.
Like Derek wouldn't fit in.
No, he wanted one, but he got the measurements.
They're making an extra large one.
Are they? Nice.
They're developing it.
In R&D on the
The
extra
first
large
in the
seats.
next 17 years.
That's all the questions right there. So another thing that we get asked, and this is kind of not really relevant anymore, but a lot of people ask us about the SAFC and wiring and things like that. If you're going to turbo your truck and keep it mostly stock with just a turbo kit like the simple turbo series, you don't need an SAFC.
Yeah, I probably
if we
wouldn't
had
do it.
known this when we did Ronnie's truck, we would have just ran it without the SAFC.
Eventually, we took it out.
Yeah, we did take it out, and it ran exactly the same.
Yeah,
It was
no
so
difference.
dumb. Yeah. We did a tuning video on the SAFC and things like that, and the SAFC might be an okay tool if you're gonna run like higher boost, but if you're gonna run higher boost, you don't want something that simple.
Right.
You want like a standalone ECU, something that's gonna protect your engine, especially if you've done a rebuild on it.
If you're gonna, okay, so if you're gonna run like one fuel, if you're gonna run E85 or E55 or 91, the microsqurt is perfectly fine. In fact, we have a sub, and we'll put his video. We'll link it in here. He made 400 wheel on a completely stock motor
Who was
that
that?
he turboed. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I'm terrible with everybody's. I don't even read your guys' names, just so you know. Like, because
I do. I interact with
Yeah.
you guys all the time.
Bo's much better. I am, because even people I meet, it just goes.
Ronnie's like the workhorse. I'm like the social media horse. What else? We get other things. If you want a 5-lug swap your truck, we were talking about this earlier. If you want a 5-lug swap your truck, use adapters, use adapter spacers. They work great. We both have them. We both drifted on them. They're not weak. They don't fall apart. All
haven't
this
had-
other BS that people say, and they're super
No
easy.
issues.
They're bolt on, bolt off.
CJ ran them on his
Super
truck
easy.
too.
Yep. And CJ used to sell them on his website.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah.
You
Space
were-
adapter spacers.
You were
5-lug.
telling me that there's some questions about this
Yes.
thing?
Some people have asked about, we're going to move on from hard bodies now. People have asked about the C30 here. We're bagging it, and it's got like, it's getting a 4-link or a 6-link or something
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
It's
got
got
a
all this
6-link
kind of
in the
stuff. It's on the ground, as you might can see. But people have asked Ronnie about where he gets his suspension and a little bit of this and that. So just touch on it real quick. Suspension.
Most everything came from Air Slam It. They're a company up in Phoenix. That's the only reason I use them. I'm real big on like buying local. So most like the bags, the cups, all that came from them. The link kit came from a guy in California. I will find his Instagram and I will run up there and
Do
show
we
you
have a
guys.
video on it?
We do, definitely.
Maybe I'll link the video. I'm gonna put a lot of video. I'm gonna try to put a lot of videos in this video so you can get more
But
information.
yeah, let me get on my Instagram and I'll show you guys. That way you guys can go bug him. He's super cool. He's been great for me in things that I've asked him to do. Can you read that? There it is.
Can you read this?
You guys can hit him up. That's where the link kit came from. He makes a whatever this bar, a Watts link. He makes that. He makes a notch kit. He's working on a C10 kit right now. Like he just makes everything for these. He's working on front control arm kits. I asked him about that. He said he's going to build those. And like I said, he's a nice guy. He just does it himself, just like Beebani. And we're all about helping the little guy because we're the little guy too.
You're a little guy. I'm huge.
Yeah.
Do we have reference videos or links to put in the Cummins and the C30?
Like other people's videos or our videos? We put that in a video, I think.
I think we did.
I don't know.
I don't think you posted it.
No. Anyways, we put that in. It was really easy.
Is it really easy?
Yeah, Jake broke his back though. He's a little bitch.
What else do we get asked about? There's the Fiero, the Fox Body, I'm so hurt that nobody asked about my S550 ever. Not that I've even done that much to it, but
Have we even done a video on it? Like putting your wheels on?
we did a wheel video. We did autocross video, and I don't know. We did a couple videos like that, but nothing crazy. We haven't done anything crazy. I want to do a video where we cut the steering stops off to get more angle, just to see what kind of angle we get out of it.
It's because the engine's in the wrong spot.
Probably.
It should be in the back.
What else do we get asked? Derek, what do we get asked about?
Yes, we're gay lovers.
Yes.
No? Oh, okay. Anyway, so apparently there's not a video of putting this in, but it was real easy. It was like 6 volts. Probably not. It's probably deleted.
It's probably deleted.
There's like no videos of this truck, just so you guys are aware. I do a bunch of work on it.
Other than, hey, we got this truck.
Yeah,
There was
and
like
we
an
did the
intro video of this
unboxing
truck.
video, and I
Yeah.
think that's it.
Yeah.
It goes up and down.
What else?
I don't know. I think that's.
Subarus don't get asked about, they're not cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Subarus aren't
do you
cool.
like your 4-link in your hard body?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's lying.
That's it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is drifting it compared to? Because I know you've slid this around since you've had it 4-linked. So
So
elaborate. Use more than one word.
You got to remember the difference between Bo's truck and my truck. Bo's truck, we've done this slow progression of like one thing at a time and go drive it and do this. My truck, we did everything at once. So I can't tell you the difference between having the front done and the back done. But together, it's ridiculous how flat this truck is. The problem is, let me move. You see how low it is? That's perfect. I love this ride height. And to do this, there's no preload on the spring, so the truck wheel hops like crazy right now. So we're gonna bring the spring perch up. Hi, Bugsy. We're gonna bring the spring perch up. That way we can lower the truck, but keep preload on the springs, and that'll solve that issue. That's the only thing that I had a problem with. We talked to Beebani about that. He's updated all his kits. They don't come with this bar anymore. They come with the other bar, so you can raise it up if you want to. So that's another reason why we love Beebani, because anything we're like, hey, we don't like this, he's like, okay, it's fixed. So
One thing we're trying to do is figure out how to run a front sway bar with coilovers. We're gonna try to figure out how to like.
yeah, we don't run front sway bars. We can't because
the coilover
where the
mount kinda
coilover
gets in the
mounts,
way.
it gets in the way.
So we're gonna try to figure out how to do that if we can, because there's still a lot of sway in the front if you're not 4-link in the rear. So if you're still leafs in the front, you still suffer from a little bit of sway.
And this is great. Oh, and you have a rear sway bar on his truck. I don't have any sway bars at all. Mine's all coilovers.
That's right. You don't need one.
Right. It's pretty good.
Dang. We are going to do upcoming stuff. Like, we would like to do more of these question answering videos just because we get so many questions. We might try to do one like every 3 or 6 months. So
I think we're going to try, I haven't talked to you about this, but I think we should do this. We're going to do alternating videos with projects. So like we'll do Bo's project, then we'll do my project. Bo's project, my project. I think that'll be better than what we do right now.
we just kind of do whatever right now.
Yeah. We're kind of just bouncing off the walls.
Yeah. So if you have questions about things that we've said or things that we didn't talk about, like ask your questions below.
They'll
We've
get
got-
answered down there, and then we'll probably make a video about it too.
We've definitely got lots of stuff coming up. What have you got coming up with your projects?
Well, I bought that Duramax. If you guys watched the last video, we're doing some stuff on that. Then we're finishing the Fiero. Finished. No more work on the Fiero. Then these two are the next two. So
Nice.
these two are my big projects. The other two, like the Duramax and the Fiero, they're fairly easy.
We are going to try to do a budget rebuild on a KA,
Yep.
on a KAE. Just one that's, is it a 240 motor?
It is a 240.
It's a 240 SX K24E. We're going to try to do a budget build on that. Something that'll withstand turbo power or high compression, but it'll be budget at the same time.
Yep.
Um,
As budget as we can make it.
as budget as we can make it, yeah. Rebuilds are never super cheap, but you can do them for under $1,000 easy.
KA pistons don't like boost.
Yeah.
They don't like knock. They like boost.
We're going to try to finish the Fox body and get the 302 finished and get that in and get that drifting by the end of the year.
We do.
And maybe we'll try to get some more drift videos in. Maybe the S550 or
Must be nice to have a drift car.
the or the Fox body or the hard body, depending on if we can get the drivetrain problem settled.
Yeah.
What else? Derek, what else?
The BMW eventually. I know people liked that.
Dude, it was crazy.
It was wild.
What? Derek says we're not going to do anything. He says we ain't going to do nothing.
Put racing straps back on their Mustang.
He's probably right.
Probably. No. We're not racing stripes back on the Mustang. Carissa, what's next? What else?
Oh, my little sister soon. Jackie's car. Yeah.
Oh,
we're
we'll
gonna
have
be
a
working on that.
WRX wagon build.
Yep, she's gonna come and she's gonna come in the shop and help us, and she's gonna learn about doing some wrenching.
Nice. So yeah,
That'll be cool.
we are a family channel, so look
Yeah.
forward to that. And don't be mean to us in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm
Dickheads.
sensitive. Ronnie's not sensitive. He's a hard ass, but whatever. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else?
No.
Anything else?
If you guys have any other
People?
questions, run them by us.
Yeah, dude.
If you want to know about shop equipment, run it by us. Bo is in the middle of acquiring tools, so we could easily do like a starter tool gathering.
Yeah, things that you need for your shop.
And what we're buying and where we're buying it.
Yep.
We could do that because he's already got a few things that were. When we went and looked, we decided these were the best things to get. He's going to get a toolbox. We can show you guys where to get a budget toolbox. Spoiler alert, it's Home Depot.
And
Yeah.
we're just rambling at this point.
Yep.
So we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Ow. I sat down for too long. My old man legs.